Experienced New York City family law attorney life celebrations and crises can arrive without warning. When those stressful events involve your spouse or children, having clear legal guidance is essential. The law office of Ryan Besinque notes that life is full of highs and lows, and in those challenging moments you can rely on a trusted New York City family law attorney to answer questions and advocate for you in and out of court. The firm stresses that every family's situation is unique and requires careful attention to emotional and financial concerns. This opening frames a discussion about why skilled representation matters in divorce, child custody, support, and related family matters. The firm's approach to family legal disputes prioritizes compassion and strategic advocacy. Attorneys at the office emphasize that each client's experience is respected and that the law firm is dedicated to providing strong legal representation during difficult times. They strive for amicable resolutions through clear communication and collaboration, yet remain prepared to litigate aggressively when necessary to protect their clients' interests. This combination of empathy and readiness to litigate reflects how family law in New York blends negotiation with courtroom advocacy. Family law encompasses a wide range of issues. The law office of Ryan Besinque offers representation for contested and uncontested divorce, visitation and parenting agreements, custody and support modifications, division of marital assets and debt, New York child support, alimony and spousal support, sole and joint custody, legal separation, post-nuptial agreements, domestic violence and prenuptial agreements. These services illustrate that an experienced family lawyer can handle nearly all aspects of domestic relations. The firm also focuses on minimizing conflict and maximizing results. It explains that emotions often overwhelm families facing divorce or other crises, but having a lawyer can help them understand their rights and secure a more favorable outcome. They emphasize that negotiation is the first line of defense, yet they do not shy away from litigation when it will benefit clients. In New York, couples must resolve key issues before a court will grant a divorce. They must meet residency requirements, determine grounds for divorce, decide how to divide marital property and debts, agree on child support and spousal support, and determine who will have legal and physical custody of minor children with a parenting agreement. The state recognizes contested and uncontested divorces. Uncontested divorces are less expensive and quicker because couples agree on the terms, whereas contested divorces require the court to decide unresolved matters. Even when a case begins contested, skilled attorneys can often help spouses reach mutually beneficial terms before the court intervenes. New York now allows no-fault divorce based on an irretrievable breakdown of the marriage for at least 6 months, making it possible to end a marriage without blaming a spouse. However, fault-based grounds may still be advantageous in some circumstances. Child custody is often the most contentious part of a divorce. Courts consider factors such as each parent's bond with the child, who has been the primary caretaker, the stability of the home, willingness to cooperate, work schedules, ability to provide consistent care, and any history of domestic or substance abuse when deciding custody. The office advises parents to try to work together to reach mutually beneficial custody terms because once the court intervenes, the judge's only priority is the child's best interests. There are 3 types of custody in New York City: full custody, which gives one parent control over major decisions; physical, or residential, custody, which sets the primary place of residence and governs day-to-day decisions; and joint custody, in which both parents share decision-making. Both parents are responsible for financially supporting their children. When parents share custody, the primary custodial parent typically receives child support from the other parent, and if the child spends equal time with both parents, the higher earner generally pays support to the lower wage earner. New York law establishes standards and calculations across income levels to ensure fairness. Basic support covers essentials such as food, shelter, and clothing, while add-ons may include education and medical expenses. Once child support is ordered, it is difficult to change, and failure to pay can result in legal and financial consequences. A family lawyer helps clients understand their rights, collect accurate income figures, establish expenses and deductions, and work toward a resolution. Significant changes like job loss or serious illness can justify modifying child support, and New York applies the Child Support Standards Act formula to combine parental income up to a statutory cap. Spousal support and property division. Spousal support in New York may be temporary or permanent depending on factors such as each spouse's income, future earning potential, need for additional training, length of the marriage, age and health, contributions to the marriage, caregiving responsibilities, unbalanced distribution of marital property, wasteful spending, and any domestic violence. Courts may modify alimony if circumstances change. Adjustments may be warranted due to changes in the supporting spouse's income, changes in the dependent spouse's income, increases in the cost of living, disability or illness, financial emergencies, cohabitation, remarriage or retirement. The office advises seeking legal counsel to ensure compliance with the state's domestic relations law when seeking modifications. Judges expect their orders to be followed. When a parent ignores a support or custody ruling, the other party can file a contempt petition and the court may impose fines or jail time until compliance. New York also permits downward or upward modifications of support when circumstances change by at least 15% or after 3 years since the last order. New York is an equitable distribution state, meaning marital assets are divided fairly rather than equally. Marital assets include property acquired during the marriage such as the home, businesses, vehicles, retirement accounts, investments, artwork and jewelry. Separate assets brought into the marriage are typically not subject to division, although some may convert to marital property. The law firm's attorneys ensure comprehensive valuations to determine the true value of marital assets and advocate vigorously when agreements cannot be reached. Domestic violence and the importance of skilled representation. Domestic violence can profoundly affect divorce proceedings. Abuse endangers the emotional and physical welfare of the abused partner and children and can influence custody, visitation, and distribution of assets. The firm advises victims to seek safety and contact an experienced lawyer immediately. Its attorneys are adept at handling divorces involving domestic abuse and advocate aggressively for clients' welfare and rights. More broadly, the office stresses that having a skilled family lawyer is critical because representation can influence negotiations and court outcomes. The team offers compassionate yet assertive representation, ensuring that clients' best interests and those of their families remain the top priority. Effective family legal representation requires balancing empathy with strategic advocacy. The law office of Ryan Besinque provides that balance by listening to clients' goals, explaining their rights and guiding them through complex processes such as divorce, custody, support and property division. If you face a family law issue in New York City, consider consulting the law office of Ryan Besinque, located at 115 West 25th Street, 4th floor, New York, New York, 10001. You can reach the law firm at 929-251-4477 to discuss your situation with a lawyer who understands both the legal framework and the human aspects of family law.